Well, I want to welcome everybody to the rescheduled Pickleweed Advisory Committee meeting of June 28th, 2023. The time is 7:02 p.m. and I invite Becky to take roll call.
All right. Yaro Sabalas is absent today. Miguel Hal Gutierrez.
Here.
Okay. Nancy Palacios.
Here.
Kate Sprague.
Here.
Janet Sanchez.
Here.
Rosa Vasquez.
Here.
And Luis Youst.
Here.
All right. Thank you.
Becky, do we have any members from the public attending?
I do not believe so. Let me double check. Nope, we do not.
Okay, so we'll skip your overview, and if we do have people, we'll let you do it then.
All right. Sounds good.
Great. Are there any amendments to this evening's agenda from anybody on the committee? No. Okay, so we'll move on to item number 1, approval of the regular minutes of April 5th, 2023. And I invite any questions or comments anybody might have. None? All right, so if we could have a motion and a second then to adopt the minutes.
I move to approve the regular meeting minutes of April 5th, 2020.
Okay. Becky, did you get
Yeah, can you, that was Kate who motioned, and who was it that seconded?
Janet seconded.
Janet? Okay, great. And if you guys wouldn't just let me know your names when you do it, it's harder when you're not on the Zoom to know who's doing it. Okay. So since we don't have anyone in attendance, I'll go straight to roll call. Miguel Hal Gutierrez.
Yes.
Okay. Nancy Palacios.
Yes.
Kate Sprague.
Yes.
Janet Sanchez.
Yes.
Rosa Vasquez.
Yes.
And Luis Youst.
Yes.
All right, motion approved. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Becky. Now the meeting's open to the public. We've got no public presence and nobody tuning in online, but we do have our guests. Do either Michelle or Tracy have anything to add that's not on the agenda? Nope. Okay. Seeing none, we'll move on to the next item, and that's matters before the committee. It's our school year co-sponsorship application and committee recommendations. As the committee has had since April 5th meeting to review the 7 co-sponsorship applications before it this evening, a recommendation is needed for each to grant a fee reduction, a full fee waiver, reject the application and ask applicant to resubmit with additional information, or reject the co-sponsorship application altogether. A fee reduction or waiver would potentially result in lost revenue to the city should a paying program be interested in using the facility at that time. Members must also consider the committee's annual total allocation of $140,000 in fees that can be waived. Our first item under this category is A, is Drawbridge Weekly Expressive Art Groups. Staff recommends that the Pickleweed Advisory Committee consider granting Drawbridge a fee reduction or waiver for use of the Aberjay Borough Community Center Art Room on Monday afternoons from September 11th, 2023 through August 26th, 2024, excluding holidays and closures for their weekly expressive art group program. The applicant is requesting a full fee waiver valued at $1,320 for use of the art room on Mondays from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. And I invite any questions or comments from the committee if there are any. And then Tracy, if you're in attendance, you've already given a presentation. I don't know, do you have anything to add, or you'll?
I just want to say thank you so much to the Borough Center and the Pickleweed Advisory Committee for your longtime support. We're so appreciative of being in this community.
Well, thank you for putting on the program. Okay, we'll close public comment. And now I request a motion and a second to approve or suggest a fee waiver for Drawbridge Expressive Art Groups.
I'll propose that we accept the fee waiver for Drawbridge.
Okay, Louise Yost motion.
Nancy Palacios seconds.
Thank you.
Okay. Miguel Hal Gutierrez.
Yes.
Nancy Palacios. Kate Sprague.
Yes.
Janet Sanchez. Rosa Vasquez.
Yes.
And Luis Youst. Okay, motion approved. Thank you.
Congratulations, Tracy. Please give us a week or maybe with a holiday, 2 weeks, and we'll get you the contract and all the paperwork to you once we get in the schedule.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for tuning in again. We're sorry about the last meeting.
No problem.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to item B, Tamalpais Adult School, English as a Second Language class. Staff recommends the Pickleweed Advisory Committee consider granting Tamalpais Adult School and Bahia Vista Elementary School fee reduction or waiver for use of the Albert J. Borrell Community Center meeting room 2 mornings a week from September 11th, 2023 through May 29th, 2024, excluding holidays and closures. Tamalpais Adult School and Bahia Vista Elementary School are requesting a full fee waiver valued at $2,835 for use of the meeting room on Mondays and Wednesdays from 8:45 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Everybody gave a good presentation at the last meeting. That's good. Great. Michelle, being the only one there, do you have any comments or questions regarding this? Okay. So we'll close public comment. And I request a motion and a second regarding this application.
The motion to do the 100%.
Great.
Janet Sanchez.
I second Kate Sprague.
You're on mute.
Sorry about that. Okay, Miguel Gutierrez,
Yes.
Nancy Palacios, Kate Sprague,
Yes.
Janet Sanchez,
Yes.
Rosa Vasquez,
Yes.
and Louise Youst.
Yes.
All right, motion approved. Thank you.
Thank you. On to item C, Canal Alliance Marin Football Club, Canal FC at Marin FC. Staff recommends the Pickleweed Advisory Committee consider granting a Canal FC and Marin FC a fee reduction or waiver for use of both of the 2 Pickleweed Park soccer fields on Tuesdays from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., Thursdays from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturdays 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. from August 1st, 2023 to November 30th, 2023. The applicant is requesting a full fee waiver valued at $9,500 for use of both fields. Invite any questions or comments?
I have. So I'm wondering again about the Santa Fe rec soccer and whether they've requested access to the fields this year. You know, I think 8 to 1 on Saturday is a pretty common time to need soccer fields for soccer games. And so I'm just wondering about the limitation of dedicating both fields to this group over the rec soccer.
They have expressed doing what they did last year, knowing this other was coming, and they used it for the afternoons on Saturday, Sundays, and then on the Monday, Wednesday, Friday for practices.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments?
And the soccer field, when, I know, you're going to be using the grant you got to put artificial grass in soccer field, yes? And you know when that project will start?
That looks like now it won't be starting until 2024.
Oh,
So there's no conflict there. We were holding off on all of our rentals until, but now we're starting to take them.
I have another question.
Sure.
Regarding the fees that Marin FC charges for this program, they've listed that they charge between $125 and $200, but that the exact cost isn't known. I'm just wondering whether we have any other information, and I know I should have asked this at the last meeting also. So it looks like they had like 78 people last year, which is, you know, what's a significant amount of money collected, even at a reduced rate.
Right. I do know they have hopes to increase their
The number of people.
numbers. It was their first year to grow it. But I don't know, you know, I know they've also tried to express that they're going to get scholarships and try to keep it as low as possible. But yes, there is that cost.
Okay.
Forty coaches.
In the whole Marin FC organization, yeah.
Countywide.
Any other questions?
The flyers are
Yeah, they're stating an increase this next year, yeah. Yeah, that was the last year program, but they've indicated that they will increase the cost. $125 to $200, but that the exact cost is not known.
But they will with scholarship.
Yeah, they didn't give us any information on how many scholarships they got previously, or they provided previously.
Okay.
Yeah, as I recall for the April meeting, and I had asked them for a budget and they said, well, it's generally.
That's
the
what I
same.
remember. They didn't
Yeah,
really
it was,
provide any
they didn't
additional
provide a specific,
information.
nope.
I think it's necessary for budgeting for their sake also to have a budget or something a little bit more concrete than you know, just stating league fees, tournament fees, well, what are those, right? Yeah,
For people who move on to playing at Marin FC for the advancement part,
right.
yeah.
It's good for the organization to have. Oh,
Sure.
you know what I mean? Yeah, so so I recommend that.
I mean, I guess if this is only the second season, so obviously they had good participation last time, and after a second season, if they were to come back, perhaps they'd have more information to provide
Yeah,
us.
they could do, they'll be able to maybe do a comparison. Maybe that they could provide that next time.
Okay, so next year if they come back to
Yeah,
it,
comparison just to see increase the decreases.
As well as the advancement. I think the advancement piece is important. They talk about 4 players were identified in one age group to train with their larger Marin FC pool of U13 players, and that depending upon family decisions, those boys have been invited to join Marin FC for a complete season. That's not very many out of 78 participants. So if their goal is really to increase the number of participants from this neighborhood on their teams, it doesn't seem like they've achieved that 4 of 78. And no girls, which is a bummer to hear.
Actually, that was one of my questions last time about a girl, having girls participate. So it'd be really wonderful to have that.
statistics at least, how many do, and yeah.
Yeah.
Support that.
Any other questions or comments? So do we have a motion for approving this one with more information next year, or would we like more information this year?
Need more info before we approve it? So,
I feel like we probably missed the opportunity to ask these questions to approve it for them to start in August. So that, I mean, if we feel like it, we should approve something now, some offer to them now, and then look for more information and we can be more specific in the future.
Okay.
That's my feeling at least.
Yes, I agree.
time is of the essence,
Yes, exactly.
right?
And it certainly seems like they had a lot of participants, which is great to
Yeah.
get a lot of kids from the area involved. Okay, so I think I would propose that we offer them a 75% reduction. This is a larger ask compared to some of the others. And I would propose a 75% fee reduction.
Did they get 100% last time?
We did.
So what would 75%?
About 7,500, so probably something like 7,200. I'm certainly open to other perspectives if people feel the full fee waiver makes sense this year.
Since we delayed on the meeting, I would suggest maybe we could address it this year and then next year ask them for more information with my thinking, because we had the last meeting that we closed up which we weren't all here present. And I think they're looking into timing. Because we're already in June.
Yeah.
Almost getting in June, July. coming.
So are you recommending 100% funding or 70, or are you supporting 75% and still ask them to provide more information next year?
I guess the 100 and then next year, because of our delays.
I
I
mean,
don't
it
know.
seems like it's a short period
Okay, so do we have a new motion?
of time. Motion with limitations.
Louise, before we do, did you have a question or comment?
I think it's very necessary that they have time to budget. Yeah, so we could, well, we see what the ins and outs, and if they could cover a portion of,
Did they only request $4,600 last year?
Their application, it wasn't, it's for 2 fields. And they had only
Before
done, so it was
only one
half.
field. Okay,
It was, applied. We understood it to be 1 field and it was 2 fields.
so they paid the difference last year.
They did not.
They did not, they just
No.
only used 1 field.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry. They did do the 2.
But
They
they
ended
just
up
paid
doing
the
the two.
full fee.
They were waived the full fee.
Oh. Okay.
Well, in that case. We can do 75%. That,
It's, no, it's like $2,300.
or 2,300.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
100% is $9,500.
okay, that's.
So it'd be 75% of that.
Would they be hard put to raise that money between now? and August,
I can't speak for them. I think it would be come out of the Marin FC club possibly, or possibly higher tuition or registration for the students to cover that expense.
If they're starting in August, or what if they have already? Like, put motion, how much
I think so, but I
they're-
don't
Is it
know.
like a month?
Yeah, right.
I will support 100% if the rest of you feel that we should do 100% this year. That's, I mean, and then reevaluate it next year. That's fine.
I'm kind of, it's kind of.
yeah, I would think it'd be unfair to throw this out there when there's a month left.
Mhm.
And if they had to raise the fees, I wouldn't want
Because then
kids to not be
they'll
able
have
to
less.
participate, or people, yeah.
the
to participate.
participants.
Yeah. Um,
Comments or anything?
No.
You okay? All right, so we need a new motion then?
On motion to give 100% reduction.
Okay, that was Janet.
And I second.
Rosa
Rosa.
seconded.
Okay. Miguel Hal Gutierrez,
Yes.
Nancy Palacios, Kate Sprague,
Yes,
Janet Sanchez, Rosa Vasquez,
Yes.
and Luis Youst.
Yes.
All right, motion approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Item D, Parent Service Project. Staff recommends that the Pickleweed Advisory Committee consider granting Parent Service Project a fee reduction or waiver for use of the Albert J. Borough Community Center on Wednesdays and Thursdays from September 7th, 2023 through June 7th, 2024, excluding holidays and closures. Although listed on the co-sponsorship application, the applicant is aware that the multipurpose room is not available for co-sponsorship on Fridays and is prepared to pay for the room that day through the city's traditional rental application process. Parent Services Project is therefore requesting a full fee waiver valued at $10,260 for use of meeting room 3 on Wednesdays from 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. and the multipurpose room on Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., excluding holidays and closures. I invite any questions or comments from the committee.
Great project. Is there still there was a grant for years for 0 to 5?
Oh, first five?
First 5, that's still around.
All right, if there's no questions or comments, can we have a motion? Second,
I move that we approve a full fee waiver for parent services project for the 23-24 term.
second.
Nancy Pelosi, second.
Okay, Miguel Hal Gutierrez,
Yes.
Nancy Palacios,
Yes.
Kate Sprague,
Yes.
Janet Sanchez,
Yes.
Rosa Vasquez,
Yes.
and Luis Youst.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. Thank you.
Item E, Troop 2000 Scouts BSA. Staff recommends that the Pickleweed Advisory Committee consider granting Troop 2000 a fee reduction or waiver for use of the Albert J. Borough Community Center's multi-purpose room on Monday evenings from September 11th, 2023 through August 26th, 2024, excluding holidays and closures. The applicant is requesting a full fee waiver valued at $3,960 for use of the multi-purpose room on Mondays from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I invite any questions or comments.
So I know the Boy Scouts opened up to Girl Scouts. But this troop is still just male boys, right?
Yes, although when Willie was here presenting in April, he did say that within the Marin that there were some girls participating
Yes.
and in fact going to be going on some of the trips they're doing this summer, I believe. So,
Oh,
so I think it's growing, but this troop is still boys from what I understand.
I actually prefer the separation. Okay. Separate and equal.
Right. Any other questions and comments? Okay, I would like to have a motion in a second, if we could, please.
I support we give the Troop 2000 Boy Scouts 100% fee waiver.
So Louise Yost made a motion.
And I seconded. Rosa Vasquez, I'm sorry.
Thank you. All right, Miguel Hal Gutierrez,
Yes.
Nancy Palacios,
Yes.
Kate Sprague,
Yes.
Janet Sanchez,
Yes.
Rosa Vasquez,
Yes.
and Luis Youst.
Yes.
All right, motion approved. Thank you.
Great. Okay, item F, the Marin YMCA 2023-2024 after school program. Staff recommends the Pickleweed Advisory Committee consider granting the YMCA a fee reduction or waiver for use of the rooms necessary to conduct the 2023-2024 after school program for canal children at the Albert J. Borough Community Center at Pickleweed Park, Monday through Friday, August 16th, 2023 through June 7th, 2024, excluding holidays and closures, with permission for city staff to grant additional space on a day-to-day basis depending on availability. I do want to point out that a change was made since the application was originally submitted, as they added some setup time each day. The nonprofit value of granting a full co-sponsorship for the meeting rooms and picnic area therefore totaled $55,095 while still retaining space for other programs. And I welcome any questions or comments.
What was it?
They added a half hour on every day, but it's such a long program. Did I understand your question?
So we used to start at 2.
Yeah, this application, when it was submitted, was the actual program time. And in talking to them, it's like, do you need to set up? And oh yeah, so it's basically when you come in the door, you're paying rent, supposedly. So it just gets the value of the time that they're here.
And who are the staff for that?
They're the YMCA staff,
Oh,
so some of their counselors. NIE she's the main director, site director here. But some of her management pop in every once in a while and help out when needed. They've got a variety of staff that have been pretty stable over the last year.
so this program stopped with COVID.
Anyway,
This program stopped with COVID.
it actually started with us with COVID because Kids Club fell apart. Kids Club was our long-standing after-school and summer program. And so then they stopped and then they lost funding and decided not to come back. And during COVID, it was separately, the YMCA stepped up to do the learning hubs. So we opened up a couple months after COVID hit, and we had, when the schools were closed, we had the learning hubs here during the day,
Person.
in person that the YMCA led.
Wow.
Yep. And then afterwards, they thought that, okay, well, we can incorporate all the kids after school at the school site. And I was really pushing them, both Catholic Charities and YMCA, to come back. And then finally the school realized, yeah, we do need additional programming. So the school district funds it and the YMCA implements it and we host it. So it's a partnership.
Perfect.
When the students are identified by the school district, I think is what I remember.
Correct.
They,
Yeah. And during the school year, we had about 70 kids.
So the kid has to be recommended per se.
Yeah, and they'll get some, if they still have a few spaces, they'll let the school know and the school will approve it, together they'll work it out. But the initial children are recommended, greatly need an after-school program. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, we have a motion and a second.
I motion to provide them with a full week waiver. Nancy Palacios, sorry.
I'll second it.
Who was the second?
Janet?
Sanchez?
Janet, thank you. Okay, Miguel Hal Gutierrez,
Yes.
Nancy Palacios, Kate Sprague,
yes,
Janet Sanchez,
Yes.
Rosa Vasquez,
Yes.
and Luis Yaus.
Yes.
All right, motion approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to go on to item G, and that's the Vivalon, Zumba by Vivalon. Staff recommends the Pickleweed Advisory Committee consider granting Vivalon a fee reduction or waiver for use of the Albert J. Boral Community Center's gymnasium or multipurpose room on Thursday mornings for Zumba classes for older adults from September 7th, 2023 through August 29th, 2024, excluding holidays and closures. The applicant is requesting a full fee waiver valued at $2,010 for use of the gymnasium on Thursdays through the school year from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and the multipurpose room during the summer. And Michelle, thank you for being so patient with us and hanging on there. Does anybody on the committee have any questions? Michelle, did you have anything you particularly want to add? The presentation was already made in April, but you're welcome to say anything.
No, just that we really value the partnership and we enjoy having our programs at your location, and we hope to continue to be able to do so.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, here we have a motion and a second.
I move that we grant a full fee waiver for the Vivalon by Zumba by Vivalon program.
Thank you, Kate.
Yes, seconded.
Rosa seconded.
All right. Did Miguel step out?
He did step out for this one, yes.
We still have quorum though, so we're okay. Nancy Palacios,
Yes.
Kate Sprague,
Yes,
Janet Sanchez,
Yes.
Rosa Vasquez,
Yes.
and Luis Youst.
Yes.
Great.
All right,
Thank you.
motion-
Oh, go ahead, Becky.
I
Sorry.
was just gonna say motion approved. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Give us like 2 weeks to get it all in our system and we'll send you all the paperwork.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Committee reports and comments. Does any of the committee members have anything to report on as far as community events that they might have attended or meetings they want to share?
Farmers Market's back on 4th Street in downtown, so check that out. Food, music, it's fun, yeah.
There's a part on Friday that is close to Dine Under the Stars.
Oh, yes, that's right, yeah.
I think it's the second
Yes, it's like.
Friday of
like,
each month.
like
That's
twice a month or
Friday.
something, yes. So,
Which is the same one as art. Like,
no, that's right.
Glad to see the parking open up here. And also that they had tried to preserve a couple of spots for public shore parking. And I was kind of interested in how they were going to work to preserve those spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hasn't seemed like they've been very open.
I don't have an official, I know what you're saying. I do know that they're not completely, like the signs up there. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the contractor put those up, but they're hoping, at least Parking Services is hoping to put up the no parking Monday so they can street sweep it
Okay.
like they can the rest. So there might be more sign,
More
maybe,
signage coming.
I don't know if they'll do a 2-hour limit or something like that there, but
I think that'd be great. It's a really beautiful resource along the path here, and especially once they do the marsh restoration, it'd be great to get people feeling like there's a way for them to easily come and enjoy it.
Yeah.
From other areas.
we will share that with Parking Services.
I've noticed on that spaces do open
Oh, great.
there.
Yeah,
Like people are not like taking them first thing, like the last person.
yeah, I think people aren't sure. Okay.
Exactly.
I'm not sure. I don't know what that means. Yeah. Any other comments, any events or anything?
Well, I know the Canal Community Garden is having events. I can't remember. Oh, yeah, they just had a cherry picking fruit potluck for kids, because the cherry tree was full of fruit, and I understand the children met with the gardeners, it's cherries native. So it's a great way to educate kids about how things grow, where food comes from.
Oh, Sun Valley Park is now open. Great park, by the way. So just putting it out there for anyone who has kids to go check it out. Yeah, so,
And the dedication is Wednesday, the 12th
oh,
in
okay.
the afternoon is for the official dedication, but you're
Okay.
correct, it is open right now.
Yeah.
for
What was it, which part?
Sun
Sun
Valley
Sun
Park?
Valley? Oh, really?
Mhm. They had one, it was just a little older and with-
Outdated.
yeah, outdated, and with the grants that they're approving so many several parks, so Sun Valley, I guess, was one of them. And, yeah,
Nice.
it's just nice
That's
to have
one
it
that
open.
hadn't been signed off on yet by the safety inspector, and the few
Oh,
things that
yes.
needed, and people kept sneaking in and using it.
Yes.
Oh, you know, then it's summertime, so as soon as it was signed off, we had to take down the fences, let's let kids go, and we'll do the dedication as soon as we can. So that's scheduled for the 12th.
Parents are desperate.
Yes. Any other updates? Okay. And assuming we don't have members of the public, so we'll move on to staff updates. In April, we had our Canal Art mural proposal for the front of the building. The Public Art Review Board, after this committee, also provided conditional approval of the project. We did find, for years, we've had leaks in these windows, and Public Works, the maintenance crew was like, okay, before we put something beautiful on that outside, we need to check and see. So a lot of these rooms have some serious damage inside the walls, and Public Works has identified funding, and we're going to move really soon to do all those repairs before the project. The applicant also had a few things, if you remember, that they needed follow up on, which is why it's conditional, and those have not been submitted yet. So, and they know that they've got a little more time now because the building's not quite ready,
Okay.
but it is moving forward, and once everything's been taken care of, it will then go to council for city council for final approval. So that's moving along, which will be great.
So are you thinking that'll start in the summer or next?
I hope before next summer, but it all depends on the construction and when everything goes. So I don't have a prediction. I know, they're eager to go, and as soon as everything's ready, we're happy to have them go. So hopefully they could do it before summertime, even depending on weather. If it's raining. 4 of our Canal Karate participants won first, second, or third place awards in the Ozawa Cup International Karate Tournament in Las Vegas on April 6th and 8th. Additionally, 30 students in our program advanced belt levels at our Canal Karate belt ceremony here on May 31st. Vice Mayor Lawrence Galati was here to help do the presentations to the students. So it's really a great program, and it's kind of had the enrollments go up and down, but it's been really strong, especially since the pandemic, and it's a good program. And we're seeing more and more parents taking it too. You know, we used to have more of the adult and the kids, but now it's, you know, fathers and mothers taking it with their kids, which is great because they're setting a good example. And in fact, I had a father come up to me yesterday as he registered his son and saying, I'm going to sign up next session because what am I doing? I'm sitting here in the lobby waiting. I might as well be doing it too. And, no, it's good to do it together. Our community center staff have been partnering with Vivalon and offering new programs for older adults in the Canal community. Bingo Size is a fall prevention course that's a game style format combining bingo with exercise for one's body, spirit, and mind. The free class is offered in both Spanish and Vietnamese on Tuesdays on its own, and then Wednesdays in partnership with our multicultural older adult programs. So we do that beforehand, and then it leads into our program. Several weeks ago, one of our department coordinators, Christina Farhang, was a special guest on a Spanish language interview program that was broadcast on the radio and streamed on YouTube and Facebook Live. Christina informed the listeners of all the recreational opportunities from preschool to adults that are available this summer through the Recreation Division, and also enlightened them about our scholarship program for a lot of classes and swim lessons. The community was treated to a free Marin Theater Company performance of Where Do We Sit on the Bus on Friday, May 19th. The energetic musical theatrical experience examined what it means to be Latin in America and was attended by youth and adults.
It was an excellent show. I saw it at the theater.
Oh, did you?
One woman tour de force. The question is in relation to the civil rights. Well, we all know that African Americans were forced to sit in the back of the bus, but what about other people of color? Were they also? And so it raised all kinds of issues. It's great show.
Bread and Roses performed a concert for our multicultural older adult program earlier this month. Our summer programs, the Canal Mini Soccer League, registration is only $15 this summer, thanks to a grant from the Marin County. We were able to lower that down, and we currently have 117 kids enrolled in that. Just began last Saturday, I believe. Dance, music, theater, and arts and fitness summer camp. We have 2 sessions, 2-week-long sessions for that. We currently have 34 enrolled. Our Junior Giants program, which is a free baseball program that our program coordinator, Stephen Rogers, puts on. We have 121 kids enrolled in that one and growing, and we have 10 volunteer coaches that are helping him out with that. We're also going to be offering a free champion soccer camp for kids 8 to 13 years old, July 10th through 14th. The multicultural older adult program and congregate meal will continue through the summer. Partnering with Vivalon for Bingo Size, as I mentioned a minute ago, and we've got a new class, Matter of Balance courses that we'll be doing as well. National Academy of Sports is offering all sports and basketball camp here this summer. Our own program that Stephen also leads is the San Rafael Basketball Academy. We've got 2 sessions, each full with 40 participants. So it's 80 kids that'll be participating in his basketball camps this summer. We'll have an online voiceover class, and then open gym sports will continue Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for adults, as you probably saw when you walked in. In addition to the new parking spaces on Canal and Spinnaker Point, the city is trying a pilot program providing overnight parking at Bahia Vista School from June 15th to August 15th, 5 p.m. to 6 a.m. For a fee, people can get a permit to be able to park in those lots. Additionally, parking time limits in the commercial section of the canal have been expanded during the weekend. When many of those businesses are closed, so we didn't have to have that turnover. It allows people to park there, all weekend long. And then our Pickleweed Park Enhancement Project looks like construction will probably begin in hopefully early 2024. There's still some permitting we're doing with BCDC and the grants to have them official, but it's still moving along really well. We're working closely with the designer. We're also working with Marin Audubon with their Tusconia Marsh project. There's a lot of overlap, and we were hoping that they would have the new levee in before we did ours. So it's really going to take coordinating for some of that. But if there's some parts of it that we can maybe begin early this year, with the playground or something like that, we will try to do that. But it looks like most of the big construction will be in 2024.
Wait, can you, the BCBC Bicycle Coalition?
I know BCDC is the
Big.
Bay
Oh,
they have jurisdiction over the whole bay line of San Francisco Bay.
oh, okay.
So it's within X amount of feet from the water. They have a say in what goes on. And then speaking of the fields, Public Works reached out to me, and then I've talked to PG&E, and out in the corner over here, we've got big towers that are putting lines across the canal. They're going to be replacing those. So they want to land a helicopter on the field and possibly put the new tower down while they do the other, and they can't fly over houses. They got to come up. So the Coast Guard's involved and
Oh.
coordinating. So I am saying we want to do it after December 15th, when all the soccer programs have ended, rather than try to cancel soccer and all that.
Right.
They're worried about the weather if we're doing it that way, but, and then they, like our construction project, have to work around the clapper rail time where you can't do things. So we're still negotiating,
Right,
but
it's a lot, yeah.
but yeah, and then you can't have people around there, but it will be kind of neat to see from the inside all that actions. And that's all I have. Does anybody have any questions? No?
So there are new towers coming in,
Pardon me?
new towers.
New
coming.
towers, right? Yeah.
It's just that one, not all of them all the way down, right?
I don't know. They're negotiating with us, but there's 3 out there, I think.
Oh,
There's one really close, but then there's a couple right out there. So I don't know if they're gonna be doing all of them or one.
I think there's 2. One here and one on the other side.
I think there's 2 on this. So there's one on that little gang plank.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I could be wrong, but somehow I thought there was 3, but one of them might be on the other side of the canal. But then I thought there was 2 on this side, but I could be
yeah, 2 on this side. I've seen
wrong.
2.
On the park side, yeah.
I've seen.
But it's hard to land a helicopter, and they can't do the Pickleweed spot because that's protected land out there. Then we've got this little dirt spot there, but it's not big enough, and you got kids in the preschool, and so the field's what they're really eyeing.
So for the arts and exercise program, is that through Marine Cedar Company or?
The which one?
You said there's an arts and exercise.
Oh, that's one that we began working with Andrea last year, and she started doing a lot of after-school programs for youth and then some adult dance classes too. And she's just loving working in this community. She owns a dance studio downtown, but she's been doing a lot more programming here. The kids love her, and she gets some young dancers that do that to help her teach. So the kids identify with the younger adults, and she's here too, and it's been a really good fit for us. Yeah. Any other questions? No? All
Who
right.
do they ask, question, who do they ask permission when they do the movie out?
The movie,
Uh-huh.
we put that on.
Oh, you guys. do it.
That's staff. So we do it in several different parks every year. It's always comes here. There's a couple park it always comes to, and then a few of the other smaller parks, it rotates every year so that every neighborhood eventually gets one in there. And then for the movie pick, we put it out on our Facebook, and we had a survey at our front desk for about a week and a half so that the community can pick what movie they want. All the others are English, but ours is in Spanish with English subtitles. And then we're thinking, we haven't solidified this yet, but we'll probably do a community outreach like we did last year with the movie. So we'll have a lot of city offices and people there where people can get updates on projects in the city and all, but that has not been guaranteed yet, that there's talk about trying to do that again.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, but the movie is off the top of my head, I think September 28th, Friday. So it's set out there.
Last year, I think it was around the 6th, at the beginning of September. The
One time it was, and then we started kind of getting later because we want, one year we did cocoa, we wanted to be as close to Dia de los Muertos as possible. And actually, it's better if you do it a little bit later, because then you don't, because it gets darker earlier. And then you're not, and then you're not keeping families here too late.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, okay, we'll take the later one. The families have appreciated it, so.
Yeah.
You know, a couple of years ago, they had it on, the whole series was on Thursday nights. And wasn't heavily attended because a lot of people work. I mean, people work
Yeah.
all day, so you can't, you know, it's not always Monday through Friday, but it just seemed like if we could do Fridays and a little bit later or earlier, evening was better. So people aren't getting up halfway through the movie and leaving.
Good thoughts.
Any other questions? All right. Well, our next regular meeting will be August 2nd, 2023 in person here in this room. And I'd like to adjourn this meeting at 7:48 p.m. And I thank you very much for coming. I'm sorry to those of you who came to the last one to come back again, but I think it was important, like we were talking about with the timeline for these programs, to let them proceed. So I hope everybody has a good 4th of July.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you
Oh,
as well.
Morgan County Fair, you know.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Morgan County Fair is coming.
Becky, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for all you do.